but we're gonna wait 3 minutes. So sorry to those watching the VOD. If I want people to be able to tune in and watch without ads, I gotta run pre-rolls and blah blah blah. Or mid-roll ads, but it disables pre-rolls. What's wrong, Kiki? What up, Anime Overlord? How are you? There's my cat. Stream fleet. Actually, I'll do tweet fleet too. Shit, I did my tweets wrong. Tweet fleet. Not even. Do you wanna go here? She's waiting for me to move my stuff. Sorry, it's probably on the mic. Oh my goodness. This is my kid or cat. Okay. We got 2 more minutes. Let's tweet. Oh, I can post on Discord now too. Teener, your tail. I didn't actually double check to make sure all my settings on Twitch were fine. I think they are, because I streamed Witcher yesterday, so they're fine. I'm gonna stop, Tina. Keep bumping my thing. Hello. Tuning in for the cat stream. It's my cat. She only comes to hang out with me when I'm on stream or in a work meeting. She's a tortie. She doesn't look very tortie, but she's tortie, and she gets really mad when I pick her up and do this. She likes to walk on my desk and get her hair all in my food. She comes sits on my lap. Kitty, I know. Her name's Tina, short for Athena. I did not name her, but I call her Kiki, because if kids say kitty kitty really fast, sounds like Kiki. That's where I got it. You're does if you shit talking, or if you start talking on Discord, she'll be asleep. Knock a shell over me. Yeah, they think you're talking to them. I think that's what it is. What am I eating? I'm not eating anything. What do you mean, my cat? What are you doing? You're just in there? You're lucky I got space, girl. Okay. We got 30 more seconds. Oh, okay. She like headbutts my arm out. Look, you can see her butthole. She likes to show everyone her butthole, including me. It's really weird. Weird cat thing. You be nice to everyone watching. If you're not getting any attention where your attention is available, yeah, they like it. I don't think she understands the concept of like people on a computer screen. So she thinks when I talk, I just sit and I'm talking to her. So right now she thinks I'm talking to her. Even though I use a different voice when I talk to her. I know she knows what I'm saying. She tries to like, she always asks me for help for things, so. Aren't you? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's probably terrible for the mic quality. Alright, can you hop down please? Hey, hop down please? Thank you. No, hop down. She knows. She knows. Okay. So we're at the 3 minute, we're like after 3 minutes. Okay, so I usually run pre-rolls, or I run ads on Twitch, so then that way when people join, there's no pre-rolls. Ideally that's done, and now I can talk to you guys about news. So I have my blog. I always blog the transcript. I just kind of like take notes or whatever. And so that will come out in like 5 minutes on my blog, quote unquote blog. But once again, welcome back. I don't have a name for my show. It's just like a Final Fantasy 11 / Horizon news show, drama show, whatever you want to call it. I haven't really thought of anything like creative to call it. But welcome back. As always, I just discuss news and specifically related to the private server of Horizon XI or Horizon 11. All I ask from this show is that you don't specifically use any of the news I have to target and harass people. If you want to use it to make decisions, that's fine, right? Like that makes sense, right? Like if I discuss patch notes, but don't do it and be like, oh, Rain posted this thing of a person. Like I try to censor everyone's names, but don't use it and say, oh, Rain shared this thing, therefore it's 100% true, and therefore I'm gonna bother this person about it. Don't do that. That's not my goal. A lot of the stuff I use are just examples of stories and things. But so I just want to make sure I clarify that before I start, and then I'll probably clarify it again during the show. So Fridays are Horizon's patch. I call them patch days. So if you think like Patch Tuesday for like Microsoft or whatever, same thing. So they always take the server down for maintenance, update things. It seems like it's mostly bug fixes this week. Nothing super new or exciting from my perspective. There's cat hair all over my face. Okay, whew. So nothing super new or exciting from that perspective. I encourage you, if you play on the server, to go read the patch notes every week. I encourage you to do it with most games. There are a lot of games where I don't do that and I feel like I miss out. So I definitely recommend doing that. Keeps you up to date, especially if you're actively playing a game. If you're not actively playing, it's not really that big of a deal. The biggest, not the biggest, but a critical piece of news I think this week was the work the devs did over the weekend. So they focus on trying to resolve the R0 issues. I believe R0 is just receiving 0, the black screen, the disconnects that people are experiencing. I mentioned last week that they were very commonly found in Juno. I believe there were like over 150-ish messages just on the Discord about, hey, I'm R0ing, what's happening? Like, what's like, it usually happens when players zone or change systems or change regions. I don't know what you want to call them. Or it happens just randomly, like you'll be in the middle of something and then everything just kind of slowly crashes. So the devs did do a patch over that over the weekend. It was determined that player population kind of attributed to that. I believe it was lower Juno that had the most complaints, and they actually managed to fix it. I believe. Maybe I shouldn't say fix. Fix might be the wrong word, but they at least made good progress. So what they did was they activated goblins in Port Juno and Upper Juno. So in Lower Juno, there's a goblin that will OP warp you, and that was seen as consolidating people into Lower Juno, right? So it has a good Mog House. It has a lot of people doing warps and teleports. It has the goblin doing the warps, and then it also has the easy auction house. So players were consolidating there, and I think the population would just get too high and the whole system would just crash. And not just bugs with like R0 black screen, but players would kind of fall outside the map and do all these crazy shenanigans. So the devs were like, hey, instead of trying to fix the overall root issue, let's just move people away. So that way we're not having these overloaded like systems sort of thing. Comparison for the EVE Online nerds, because I know a lot of you are EVE Online nerds, it's the same as tie-dye on an unreinforced node. Think of it like that, where instead of the system being able to handle it, it just crashes. That used to happen during UALX, X47, or XTAC7, I forget which it was. But all those systems, think of that as the equivalent. So the devs are working on that. And you can actually see how well it is working. So I know last time I said there was like 150 messages on Discord. This time it was half that, like roughly half that. Right, so we have instead, I disconnected! Oh no! I have to update my disconnect screen. Okay, but this is fine, right? Haha, because we're doing a show more than we are just having the yell chat. So, but what happened was it was about half of that, I would say. So, good news. That means people are disconnecting less, right? You can make the assumption people are disconnecting less. I don't have any of the details, right? I can't see the server logs. I can't, people complain about it in different ways. But I always assumed it was R0. So, good news. This is what I have right here. This is really good. Ideally, it gets to the point where people only disconnect when something crazy happens, right? Like the devs are slowly identifying bugs and trying to remediate it. So that is very good, in my opinion. And I believe this happened. Oh, when did this happen? Was it... Hold on, I'm flipping. I want to say Saturday night or Sunday night? Maybe during the day? I don't really remember. There we go. Okay, so we got that back. Okay, so Yellow Chats doesn't have a lot of history, but it's there. So, good news. Look, I didn't have my character logged immediately out. That's good. And then the other thing the devs are doing is what's called a jukebox. They're calling it a jukebox, so a lot of players have taken note that there is new music now in the game. Some of them are saying, hey, I don't like the new music. Can I have the old music? And so one of the devs actually went through, and if you use this link, so I'm going to link it in chat. It's literally called jukebox. I know, right? Super intuitive. I'll move that up there so you guys can see it. But so it has the classic music, and then but it also keeps the new music in zones which didn't have music. So like Lathine is one that didn't have music, so you can keep the new music there. Whereas like Zytal had the old music, the quote unquote classic music, so you can use the jukebox for that. So I'm one of those people where I don't really mess around with that stuff, so I probably won't use it. But if you're one of those people where you love the music and it's the nostalgia, definitely highly recommend. And it also turns out one of the other devs, devs. I don't know if dev is the right word, but they also, apparently there's people on the server that actually made the music. It's not like they, I don't know, commissioned it or anything like that. Apparently there are people. So if you see right here, the player Yuzi was the composer for like the Lathine music. So if you really like it, you can say like, hey bro, I like your music. That's not harassment. That's being positive. So please use that positively. But this was mentioned by one of the folks in Discord. That's super good news, I think. Like, kind of taking, instead of just, I don't know, paying someone, but actually taking player feedback and player input and putting it in the game, I think is like really, really good news. I actually really enjoy that. Alright, big news. So, this is like feel good, happy news. The big news this week is the Moghouse meeting. Tactical pause there. The Moghouse meeting, some of you are going to say, Rain, the Moghouse meeting hasn't happened yet. You are right. The Moghouse meeting is this weekend. This is a huge, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, let's slim this down a little bit. Oh my god, I made it bigger. So the Moghouse meeting is apparently where the devs will stream, and they talk about all the news, the updates, some of their goals and ambitions for the server and whatnot. So that's actually happening Sunday. So if you look here, it will have a time for it, and it's actually 5:30, 5 o'clock p.m. my time. So that's central. So if you're interested in doing that, that's at 2300 UTC on Sunday. So use your time zone converters. Everyone should know what UTC is because that's what EVE Online players do. But I'm really excited for this, mostly because I haven't really, I want to say I joined the server like a month in. So I wasn't really aware of all the background and all the discussion that has happened around that. I feel like there's a lot of tribal knowledge that isn't really shared, or you have to like dig through like archives of messages and posts and I don't know, web archives or something like that to try and find some of this information. So I'm excited to see what they're sharing. The other thing to note is they're answering what they call like burning questions. So for the longest time on Discord, there was a channel called Burning Questions, and you could upvote, downvote, like thumbs up, thumbs down, I think is probably the easiest way to say it. Like burning questions. Some of the questions were honestly truly garbage. Like I have no problem saying that because people would be like, hey man, can you like reverse the nerf on Ninja? Like that was a question people would ask. And it's like, that's not a question, right? And that's a yes or no question at the end, right? It does either say okay or no, right? So I thought those questions were kind of garbage. Or like levels of those kind of questions. Some of the questions were like really good, like, hey, when can we expect to see the next expansion? What are your goals and ambitions for like job rebalance? You know, stuff like that. I thought those are more better worded or better questions. That if we're gonna get the devs on a stream, like I'd rather see that. So they actually will be streaming here on Twitch. I say here, it will not be on my channel. We'll do shout out. Oops, oh my gosh. I did that in all caps. That would not be a shout out. What is it? Horizon XI. So if you click the follow on that channel, you should be able to click to follow it. Send a notification on. And then if you're in the Discord, there's like an actual event. You can set the like interested or whatever, and it will ping you when they actually go live so you can sit and watch it. I'm going to be paying attention. I'm assuming it's not going to go super long, so I'll probably watch at least an hour or two if it is. Just to hear what they have to say, see kind of their thoughts and logic. There's a lot of stuff I feel like just doesn't get discussed and doesn't get mentioned at all, so it would be nice to kind of see that. I'm pretty excited for it. If you kind of have long-term ambitions, I would say on this server, I would say this is kind of your route to go to if you want to pay attention. Like if you don't want to read the patch notes every week, or I don't know, maybe you just don't have a lot of time. This would be like a really good recap, I would say. So that I would say is the big news this week, and it's really big news that hasn't happened. So I'll be covering this next week, more of like what they say, my thoughts, feedback I've seen from the community, right? Because like I'm assuming people are gonna complain and or praise some of the stuff that's given, so I'm gonna be paying quite a bit of attention to that. So I think, oh yeah, the shout out's still there. Yeah, so you can click the shout out, click on their name, follow them, and then you can see them go live. Other fun, exciting news this week? I think this is really wholesome. At least, this is my perspective. So this happened over the weekend. Horizon actually has its own speedrunner. Oh my gosh, look how huge this is. Oh wait. Yeah, it is huge. Whoa! Alright, so I don't know if you guys know. I was paying attention this weekend to streamers. So this one's Samurai Jake. This is going to take up my whole screen. We'll move it to, no, we'll keep it there. So this is Samurai Jake. You can see him kind of in the corner here. He's a streamer. So I'll give him a shout out. I know it is Jake, right? I love Jake. I saw him for the first time this weekend, And he is such a great streamer. I like had a shit ton of fun watching him. Let me see if I can actually give him a shout out. It might be too soon from the last shout out. Sometimes there's like a cooldown. Yeah, he's... Yes, okay, so go follow Jake. So he's a speedrunner, so you can see... So it has his profile pic, his game, and then in the upper right, it has like his speedrun time. So he is speedrunning Beastmaster, which is a class in Final... or a job in Final Fantasy. He's trying to get it... I don't know if he's going for 75 or if he's just going for like 37 for like a sub job. But it was really funny because we made the joke on Discord that if you're going to play Beastmaster on stream, you should dress up like Ash Ketchum. And that's what he did. He called it As Ketchum, which was even more hilarious for like the jokes. But he dressed up as, you know, Ash from Pokemon. Right? Pokemon, gotta catch them all. Beastmaster, Beastmasters tame pets and have jugs to summon pets. It's kind of filling into the mean. What up, Quick Cry? How are you? But yeah, so that was super fun. I watched him for quite a bit. He streamed I think like 12 or 13 hours. The other thing too is he's a hardcore character, right? So anybody, like I could go and try and do speedrunning stuff, but he's a hardcore character, so he cannot die. If he dies, he loses all of his perks. And he's not just doing it on Beastmaster. He's doing it on I think like Monk, White Mage. I want to say his Black Mage leveled up too. He has like a lot of different classes leveled, so and he hasn't died yet. So huge props to him. You can see it based on the symbol. Oh, I can't show you on this. Yeah, I can't show you on here. I'm waving my mouse over it, but you cannot see it. But it's the symbol next to his name. It looks like a little red... It's supposed to be like, I think, a shield and sword. You watch the memorial of it? Nice, dude. He doesn't die yet. Confirmed doesn't die, because if he died, he would not have hardcore status. But he's a really good streamer. You guys should go check him out. I actually adore him. Alright, and then, just so... Speaking of streamers... I have been streaming a lot less. Usually I do these kind of streams, right, where I'm streaming like Yell Chat, and you guys all come in and just watch me, and you're just like, I'm not watching Rain, I'm just watching Yell, so that way I can see when someone's doing a mission, and I want to play that mission, and blah blah blah. So I've been doing less of those streams, but there are other people who are doing them. So if you are really curious for other people, this one's called Family of Flava. I always want to say Family Off Lava, but that's not how you pronounce it. But you can go watch their streams. There's their Twitch. They stream almost as much as I do when I do them, if not more. I think they were doing like 24 hours the other day. I used raid. I don't want raid. I clicked the wrong button. I wanted to shout out. Oh my god. Just a prank, team. Just a prank. I think I did that. Okay, yeah. So go follow them. So if you like the Yell streams, go watch them too. So if you're like, damn dude, Rain's not streaming, it's more than likely because they are streaming. So you can go watch them. I've noticed other streamers, I've been trying to encourage other streamers to stream the Yell Chat. Everyone's like, oh, I don't want to copy. I'm like, it's not copying. I'm like, it's not like I'm creating content to show it, right? Like, it's not like I'm like like it wouldn't be like they're duplicating overlays or stealing my art or dressing up as me or anything like that. Like, it's not copying. It's literally just me saying, hey, here's stuff. Go look at it, right? So I'm trying to encourage people to do that. I should turn off my no audio camera thing. Okay, there we go. I always forget about stuff like that. So yes, go follow them if you're interested in Yell Chats. Not all of you are interested in Yell Chats, but if you are, that's one to go follow. All right, I talked a lot there. I say a lot, but we're like 20 minutes into this. Holy cow! Maybe we're like 15. So we are quite into this already. I'm aiming for like we have like 14 minutes left of ad free before pre-rolls turn on, and I don't like the pre-rolls, so I'm trying to like cram it all in. It'd be kind of weird if they dress like you. Dude, some people do. I don't know, right? Like, think of Dr. Disrespect, right? He had like a persona and a dress-up thing. Some people do that. Some streamers have like their gimmicks and shit, and some people get really offended if you copy their gimmick. It's kind of weird, but like also having gimmicks or personas is, in my opinion, weird. I don't know. But that's just my hot take. Speaking of hot takes, we have lots of drama this week. I say lots. It's not real. We have... Okay, we kind of have a lot. There's a decent amount of drama. We got through the good news. We got through the news, the good news, the wholesome news. Now we're going to the drama. The big one was somebody actually messaged me this. They said there was like in-game threats. Like they interpreted these messages like people yelling at the admins of the server. So I've censored the names. I didn't censor the admins, so you guys know who the admins were, right? So if you read here, oh, look, it's over my face, right? So you have the GM Eric. How about y'all stop at the personal attacks before we get some jail time? And someone goes, "You think I give an F? Go ahead and jail me, but remember, you're messing with the wrong person." Right, so I censored their name multiple times. They reference themselves. Got Russian friends over there, don't make it personal. So I'm like, what the fuck? Because, like, that's a very what the fuck thing. But also, it's just like, I don't know why people are being so mean. Like, he says don't use personal attacks, which is fair. Like, most places, is very, don't use personal attacks. That's a reasonable request. And this guy's like, yo, bro, you wanna fucking fight? And that's how I interpreted it. I know, oh shit, comrade. Like, I'm just saying, this guy probably not winning the hearts and minds of the people by doing stuff like this. So, hopefully, if so, and I'm also one of those people where I'd rather play safe than sorry. So I would say like, hey, don't say shit like that. Someone else could have just been like, oh, he's memeing, but he, she, I don't know who. So hopefully, just a meme, not really a threat. But this was sent to me, right? So I'm unable to verify the authenticity, right? So it's not like I can be like, oh, it's photoshopped, I can tell by the pixels sort of thing. But that was just one thing that was sent to me in DMs. And then additionally, there's, speaking of like drama, so you know last week how we talked about MPK? We had like that whole video of like, hey, this is supposed MPK, like what is happening? There's more MPK drama. You thought it was over? No, more MPK. Right here, let me fill this. Oh my gosh, too big. Internet anonymity makes people. I know, but the thing is, right? Is like you're not anonymous when you play on the server, right? Because the people who run the server can see all your shit. Like you literally download a program to go on their server. They could honestly put some malware in that program if they really wanted. So you're not really anonymous. So this person could be like, oh, look at this asshole, and like find out everything about you and then ban you. So I don't know why people do. It's not like I don't know. I'm playing like Overwatch or something. I'm just being an asshole and then Blizzard bans me or whatever, right? Like it's kind of, people are kind of weird. Like they put in a lot of faith on the admins functioning like normal admins versus, like random people volunteering their time. But this one was MPK drama right here. MPK drama. This one's really funny to me. So just so you're aware, this happened on Discord. It wasn't deleted. Like I was saving it super fast. I was like, oh shit, what is happening? So I started saving it and then I censored all the names. So you have two folks talking. The person in red is the top message. Yep, the top messages, and then a person in blue. And so they quote the rules and say, unclaimed monster is fair game. And then they go, I was EXPing, a group camps on top of us, so I switched to the thief and start farming them. And then they go, the group starting on top of us is filled with devs in their link shell. How did I violate any rules? What do you guys think? Because they assumed they were false. I'm assuming they had some punishment against them and it was false. Kind of asshole if you farm. Yes, you are an asshole for sure. Just common courtesy not do that. Exactly. So this guy gets mad about it, right? He's in a party. I'll say guy just to make it gender vague or whatever, right? Because if I say they, them, it's going to be very confusing. So this guy is farming, or is EXPing, another party comes on top of him, his party disbands, so he changes to thief and comes back and farms. And now he's saying, oh, there's a dev in their link shell, this is why this happened. And then he's like asking all these questions, and all that, like he goes, farming is advantageous to me, right? That's 1600 gil, right? So he's like, I was actually farming. How do people know if I was trying to grief? And it wasn't even MPK. It was just griefing, right? So this guy, the exact same thing to your party on Eden. The GM showed up and told him to knock it off because it was griefing. Yeah. So this guy starts griefing this party that camped on top, which, by the way, is an asshole move, regardless, right, of your reaction. But this other guy comes, but then he gets in trouble. And then, so this guy in blue, so you see the blue name goes, you said, don't go crying in 10 minutes, and then came back and camped the mobs. It kind of implies griefing. And the guy goes, well, I'm unjailed. I was told if I didn't say anything to them, it's fair game, so be careful what you type in game. And so this guy literally admits that he started talking shit to this other party before griefing them. Like, like if you're gonna break the rules, don't admit to breaking the rules, right? Like it's way easier to be like, oh, I didn't know, haha, or whatever, right? If you're going, hey man, you're an asshole, I'm gonna bot, and then you get banned for botting, you can't claim you were innocent at all. Scams to start shit because they're link shell has nothing to do with it. Other servers deal with issues the same way. Yeah, exactly. Breaking the law, I know, that's what he was doing. And then he goes, I'm aware, next time I'll be sure not to type anything. Thanks for griefing my party, though. So he calls out the blue name, right? Because it seems like the blue name was in the party. Because he literally, so if you can't tell, but he pulls a quote from in the game. So they literally had beef in the game, and they took it to the Discord, which is why I was shocked it wasn't blocked. Because, like, normally it just gets deleted right away, and the mods try to like, cover it up or whatever. But this is crazy. Like, I just thought it was like so funny to me of like this dude just admits, and I removed some of the other comments, but there are other comments from people, like independent people, third parties, whatever you want to call them, and they were like, hey man, it sounds like you just want an excuse to grief these guys. That sounds like that's exactly what he did. I don't get it, but it's not my problem. So this is drama, right? So this is in-game drama. Two parties had a beef, one person retaliated, another guy is trying to make drama on the Discord. Like, this is what I would call drama, right? Like, it all could have been solved if they literally talked it out and said, hey man, my party's camping here. Can you go somewhere else? Okay, bro, you're right. That's just kind of a dick move. We didn't realize. Like, that's all you have to do. That's all you have to do in the games. Like, don't cause drama, team. Stop causing drama. It's so easy. And speaking of drama, so this is another fun snippet I found. So there's a suggestions thread, and I actually found this suggestion. Let me see if I can find it. Tickets. Here we go. Let me see if this comes up right. So this was a suggestion. I'll make it a little bit bigger so you guys can read. The other one was kind of hard to make big. But it says, can staff/GMs establish and implement some kind of warning suspension system for players who make tickets to falsely incriminate other players? For example, like when you submit a clip not showing the full story to make someone in trouble, right? So this one's interesting, right? Because it sounds like what's happening is players are making false tickets to get people in trouble. So do you remember my MPK story last week where we showed a clip? It was from a streamer. And I said, guys, this is only the context of the clip, so we don't have any more context. But when you talk to the streamer, they said, no, we got it all on video. Like, you could see them saying stuff in chat. They did this repeatedly. It wasn't a one-time thing. So this is something that's, like, really interesting. Because it sounds like not only is there drama, but people are trying to get each other in trouble because of drama. Right? So instead of saying, like, hey, GM, here's the full story, they're saying, hey, GM, here's just my side of the story that makes me look good and the other person look like they're being bad, right? Similar to what we just saw with those Discord messages. That guy never told us, the red name, he never told us, hey, I said these things to them, so why was I punished? He just said, oh, they camped on me, why are they not in trouble for griefing, but I am. And so it seems like people have been making tickets, and I'm guessing this is coming to light. I don't know if some people are getting in trouble or maybe getting messaged by GMs to say, hey man, what's all this going on? And them going, whoa, no, wait, I have this whole video backing me up, or here's the rest of the chat logs or something like that. But this has me like both kind of concerned and like also, I don't know, it makes me concerned because I don't want people to be afraid to file tickets, right? Like if you stumble across something in the game and you think somebody's breaking the rules, you should be freely allowed to file tickets for it, right? Like, hey guys, this person, I saw that, like, I stumbled across them, they did XYZ, I think it might be breaking the rules, right? Like, makes sense. You should be able to file tickets against people breaking the rules. But at the same time, I don't want it to be one of those systems where the GMs just get inundated with tickets because some person's like, oh my god, this person's clearly doing, like, they're clearly MPKing, or they're clearly griefing, or they're clearly botting. Like, here's this little snippet of just them doing that, and then having somebody get falsely banned, right? Because you don't want falsely banned people or falsely punished people, because that just, you lose faith in the system. But on the other hand, you also don't want people being afraid to speak up. And so the fact that this needs to be suggested has me concerned that something is going on the GM team or the ticketing team where something is happening where people are getting falsely punished, which is like a huge concern to me. Like, I know LS came on this NM, so the other guy's clearly exploiting. Yeah, exactly, right? Something like that happens, or you see somebody fishing. Actually, we can kind of skip ahead of that. I do have a comment where, like, I remember, I don't have a quote, but there was a conversation in the Discord where somebody was like, oh my god, this person is like AFK botting. And someone's like, well, AFK and, like I said, AFK and botting are two separate things, right? If I'm AFK, right, like I'm AFK in game right now, I'm in my bog house though, so nobody really knows what I'm doing. Versus, I go fishing a lot, I do tons of fishing, and I have people coming by and waving to me or talking to me, and I'll talk to them. But if you just say, oh, this person's, like, Rain is fishing, and she hasn't responded to me, or she won't wave back to me, therefore she's botting. Like, that's like a huge red flag to me, right? Just because I step away from my computer for 5 minutes, or I'm alt-tabbed watching Netflix, doesn't mean I'm botting. And if those tickets are submitted saying, hey, Rain's a botter because I go AFK for 5 minutes, like, and then I get banned for that, I'm gonna be super pissed, right? So I'm really hoping people aren't like doing crazy stuff like that, or filing false tickets. I think filing false tickets would be really bad. I really hope if people are doing it, it's with the intent to be malicious, get punished. And that other people who are just filing tickets just to file tickets because they think something bad might be happening, but they don't know, so they're doing the best they can, I think that's okay. But yeah, some of the stuff like that's super frustrating. So this one, I'm curious to see if we see any more of this, right? Like, maybe we'll see people on the Discord saying, hey, I was banned, why? Or something like that. But I figured I would bring this up now because I feel like this is like foreshadowing. I don't know. Foreshadowing might be the bad word, right? But if there's like drama that people are trying to use the dev team or the mods to try and like get punishment, that'd be a big red flag to me. Sorry, there's a cat here in my mouth, of course. Speaking of like drama and like mods misbehaving, there's actually people accusing mods of like misbehavior. So you remember that guy earlier? One of the mods actually came in and spoke up about it. Right? So he said, "Oh, there's devs in the link shell," right? So the mod actually came in. I don't know his true title. I can say Horizon staff. Here's my cat. But he comes in and he goes, "There's one developer in the entire link shell that touches code. Before you infer that we're playing favorites, so jailing people that have been fed, I suggest you do a little research next time." Right, so that guy comes in and just says, oh, he has a staff member in their link shell, therefore he's super biased and jailing me, or banning me, or whatever it may be. And this guy, Shu, was like, I ain't having that. And I think it's good, too, when people make accusations like this, that the devs come in and explain. Because was it Sutonia? No, what do you mean was it Sutonia? This is Horizon, not EVE Online. Sutonia is CCP Kestrel for CCP games for EVE Online. He is not, as far as I know, he's not on Horizon. Though I think there is significant overlap, maybe not significant, there is a decent overlap of Final Fantasy XI players and EVE Online players. I managed to find some folks who I like hung out with like years ago in this server, so that was pretty funny. But yeah, so I think this, like, right, so the one guy, the red name, called out the devs, and this guy, I'll say developer, might be the wrong word, this staff member came to clarify, and I think that's really good, right? I always think, like, if the devs get accused of things, right, it's gonna suck always, like, trying to explain every single thing, but it's better to explain it than it is to, I don't know, let people think that without clarifying. Is it probably the easiest way to explain? Because I see a lot of that happen where people ask a question, and then on the Discord it gets just deleted, and they're like, oh, let's move on. And it's like, well, wait a minute, like, why would we move on? Why is there no clear answer here? So I'm hoping the Moghouse meeting, or like instances like this, it gets actually explained. Because the last thing you want is people being afraid to like question the devs or question staff. Ideally not in an accusatory way or in like a shitty way, but to question it in a way that says, hey, I'm worried about the integrity, right? Like, can you provide proof, or not, maybe not proof, but can you provide assurance of the integrity of the server? And I think that's good. Speaking of like people misbehaving, I apparently got timed out. I actually really don't know why. So this one's really funny to me. Here, let me scroll down. So I was timed out. So every day, right, because I run this show, every day I log into the Discord and I'm like, hey nerds, does anyone have any news? Do they have any tea? Do you have any gossip? Do you have any drama? And normally people are just like they'll tell me something generic. 99% of the time, people tell me Beastmaster. Like, that's all they'll say, is there's like, Rain Beastmaster. And I get like 15 pings about it, and that's all they say. But today I was timed out for some reason. And then, right, so all the white stuff is just me censoring other conversation because I had the timeout picture. But then somebody else literally repeated the drama. Last chance to share this week's drama. Like, I literally said that. I do not run a link shell. No, I don't, Dark Rift. I just get accepted into link shells that are like social ones. I'm in like 3 right now. You can check on the Horizon server if you want to see which Discords I'm in. Or not Discords, link shells. Sorry, excuse me. But yeah, I was randomly timed out, so I asked for news, and then the mods timed me out, so the mods get to be news for their extreme inconsistency and, like, clear bias. Like, this person was never timed out. Nerds is hate speech. Is that a slur now? Dude, did I tell you? I looked up the word gremlin the other day, because I called my cat a gremlin. It's apparently a slur for children. which is hilarious to me because I love the phrase gremlin. I describe myself as like a gremlin or a goblin. Like it's just my vibe. I don't know. But yeah, so the mods don't want me to discover any news, so the mods get to be the news now, I guess. So be careful whatever you say on Discord because it's extremely biased. I've seen people like muted for like a week for just saying stuff. Oh, you're also a gremlin? Dude, I looked it up. It's such a funny phrase. I love the movie Gremlins, by the way. I'm like a 90s kid, so that makes sense. The other thing I've noticed with their Discord too, so this is probably really bad, and I've tried to tell the mods how to fix this, but I don't know if they have. Humans as meat bags, meat popsicles. Um, but the other thing is you can just apparently type slurs on their Discord. I watched one dude just type a slur, and it wasn't immediately removed. So like it wasn't automated in any way. So for context, I have a Discord. If you type a slur, they automatically get timed out because I have mod ability. Not mod abilities. I have the bot running, like the automatic Discord bot that just filters out bad words, which is super convenient. So when you're running couple thousand, like quite a few thousand person Discord, you should definitely do that instead of I don't know, fucking timing people out. Especially like, I see one guy always gets timed out because he peak shit posts. Oh my god, I should go back. I actually really want to find you guys. Hold on, I'm gonna find you guys his shit posting because it's actually really funny. Oh no, I looked on the wrong Discord. He always says, so the devs always do, they always, they always do, what is it? Maintenance? Yeah, maintenance, the bug patches. They always do it during the exact same time. And he always posts the same message. It's always something like, wow, another random weekly maintenance at the same time. Again, I'm a single mother of 12 kids with 3 jobs, and I only have 1 hour to play each week. And then he'll link the time that the maintenance is at, and it's so funny. He always does it, like every week. It's the same dude. It's so funny. A couple of run-ins of the mods over non-issues. Seems like there might be a couple individuals who are over-modding and it's letting it get to their head. But see, that's weird to me. Like, it's like you're modding a Discord. Like, unless people are like blatantly breaking the rules or like trying to shit stir, like then time them out. Not like, don't just time people out. Like, there are some mods that will time people out for copy pastas, and like when it's like massive walls of text, right? I can see that, but they're like timing people out for like 1 sentence copy pastas, and it's like, that's really bad. Like, if you don't have a copy pasta in your community, can you even call yourself a community? So for context, the EVE Online official Twitch channel, CCP, they let you do whatever the fuck you want. Like, it's spam this mademoiselle to cheer for Rote Capel, and it's just like 1,000 people, 10,000 people, and it's just people are spamming it. It's great. It's so good. Mad at you for saying Red Mage was nerfed. I was like, it was? What? They got mad at you Red Mage is nerfed. They changed the mana cost of refresh, and then didn't they change the convert to be longer, the convert cooldown? That's so weird that they would ban you out, or time you out for that. That's so weird. Yeah, I kind of sus about their mod team. I hope their GM team is better than their mod team. I will just say that, because, yeah. And then, in terms of, like, more drama, so I wanted just to include this because I thought this was kind of weird. So here's more drama, but it seems like some people are literally just making drama up, right? Put them on a trial period or something. Yeah, for sure. But it says, like, can anyone fill me in on the rumors guild servers are benefiting the admins of the server? Unsubstantiated rumors is BS drama. It's just drama. And then, but like, the guy says, hey, my friends on retail are talking about tons of people leaving the server because of it. And it's like, well, yeah, because your friend plays on retail. The retail folks apparently don't like Horizon. That's what I heard. I was on another streamer's chat, and somebody was saying about how, like, there was a thread on Reddit, which I don't read, and about how retail's doing way better than the server and how Horizon's just making up numbers, which, like, you can be critical of the server, but like that's a little far-fetched. Happened on Eden as well. You think the rumor follows all the private? I mean, it could. Yeah, I could see that. And I think there's also a difference between like I'm thinking gil sellers as people who like do all these crazy things to sell gil. The only gil selling that I would feasibly understand that would be on the server is like me being like, hey guys, I'm quitting the game. Do you want to buy my gil? Right? Like, I could see that being gil selling that occurs on the server now. But there's no chance in hell someone's just like, yeah, bro, I'm out here botting to get millions of gil to then go on a website to sell to some random person I don't know. Like, one, it'd be super easy to catch, but two, like, not only from the website, but then also like watching players in the game. But two, it's just like it's so unfeasible now at this rate. Like, I don't know. That's my thoughts on the gil selling. I can see a lot of people say bots are a huge issue, but at the same time, like, I feel like there have already been ban waves against bots. And I feel like most of the people banned either are like doing something super heinous, like, I don't know, screaming slurs in Juno or something, or they're botting, right? So I don't know. And that's actually one of the points I bring up is like there's a lot of talk about bots, but very, very little evidence, right? Like most people, I don't know. It just seems like there's people are like, oh my god, so and so's a bot, and you're like, well, how do you know? And they're like, well, they're fishing a bunch, and it's like, well, that's not really botting. Like, I fish a bunch, I'm not a bot. But like, if you look at the Discord, right, there's 1,500 messages relating to bot or botting. There's a lot of talk about it. There's a lot of sometimes the discussions go to creative ways of catching bots, right? So for those who don't know, the GM team, if somebody is suspected of botting, the GM team will actually teleport to them to, you know, test and see. So the GMs will actually turn people away from like fishing spots and move them around just to see if they're doing something. But yeah, like the GMs are on it. I've heard there's already been botting ban waves for people trying to like test the waters, I'm guessing. I don't know why you would join a server when it first starts and then immediately take to botting otherwise. Like that just seems such a waste of time, right? Like I'm poor in this game. I'm not very high level, but like botting or gil trading or gil buying, RMT, whatever you want to call it, just seems like such wasted effort. That's just my hot take. But yeah. Bots are alive and well on all private servers and retail for that. On retail too? See, retail blows my mind because the devs have I don't know. Maybe it is still the devs have like way better resources. I don't know. Like you can see every input a person puts into their computer and stuff. Like you would expect them to be able to. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I would expect them to catch it better. I don't know. That's my take. I can always tell when chatters are botters. I've actually called people out in Twitch chat for botting. I'm kidding. Well, I have, but like very rarely. There's one guy I think that would come into my stream 2016 and he would just say the most random shit. What about tops? Are they menace to? No, botters, not bottoms. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I had. Oh, bots? You mean bottoms? That's what you mean. Oh, you guys! I swear, you're fishing. You must. I know, right? I've actually had there was one guy in my chat. I remember this because it was so weird. He would just say the most random things. I remember sitting there going, "Hey, can you acknowledge me? Can you say like, are you understanding I'm talking to you right now?" And he just like continued on. Like it was like I have no idea. He was like blogging to himself or something. I thought it was like some AI bot, so I banned him from my chat. That was like the only person I thought was a bot that wasn't like a spam bot or a phishing bot. There are a lot of spam and phishing bots on Twitch. Your hovercraft is full. Yeah, he would say the most weirdest things, and then I would try to talk to him. And this was like when I had 10 people in my chat, so it was very obvious that I don't know. I was talking to him. I guess I don't know. But yeah, that's the news for this week. People like to talk about botting. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing really super major. I read through the patch notes. Patch notes just seem to kind of fix bugs, tackle some stuff, talk to me. I know. I'm talking to you, Johnny, don't worry. Johnny, are you streaming? Do you want me to raid you? That's all I had in terms of my stream. I don't know if you guys have a preference for raids. I streamed at 45 minutes again. I always aim for 30 and I go way over every single time. No stream at the moment? Alright, hydrate? I can't hydrate. Al is streaming. You guys want to go watch Al? Oh, we can go raid long time Twitch. Did we raid long time Twitch last time? It means it's a good stream. It just means I talk a bunch, I think is what it means. Hopefully my streams are good. I hope you guys enjoy them. I mean, otherwise I'd be streaming and it would just be like my mom there just watching me. You do? Thank you. I remember I got mad at my mom because she's always like, what do you do all day? And I'm like, Mom, I stream. You can watch me stream. It is like a mini podcast. You're right. 45-minute news/drama recap. I say drama because like I feel like if I just focus on news, there's not really like news. So it's like player news. I think it's probably the best thing to say. There's lots and lots of player news for Final Fantasy 11. In terms of like, I think even if I were to stream the retail, there's not a lot of like dev news and stuff. Been watching for like 8 months, so you sure hope. Have you checked out Killing Ifrit for him? I did way back in the day. Oh, killed Ifrit? Ooh, maybe I'll check that out. I did not realize. Maybe? Pro, I've never watched this. That's okay. Mini Puck. Oh wait, I read that already. They did a new one. Oh, they did? Okay, maybe I will check that out. Because that's kind of what I wanted this show to be. Everyone was like, we need Killing Ifrit. We need a place to find all the drama, right? So like if you're off for a week and you come back to the game, you have no idea what happens, right? Like you can maybe read some patch notes, but there's a lot of stuff that gets missed. And like even I as a player who reads the Discord every day, I miss so much. Like there's bugs that are fixed that I had no idea. There's all this stuff that gets fixed that I have no idea about. But we're gonna go raid long time Twitch. They are in Ifrit's Cauldron. Ifrit's Cauldron's actually really fun. I think I have like PTSD from that zone. Not only getting there, but trying to navigate and get out. Everything in there can kill you. It's super fun. If you guys ever want to try Final Fantasy 11, let me know. You want my Discord? Hold up. I'll get you my Discord. I don't have a bot on it because that's the easiest way to get like raided by bad guys. By negative bad raiders. Hate raiding. But yeah, so go check out Longtime Twitch. There's my Discord if you want to join. I maybe post a few times a day. You can post there as much or as little as you want. You can use there to lurk. I'll probably set up events so then that way you guys can be more informed of when these happen. So hopefully for some consistency. If you guys have Final Fantasy news or you think I covered something wrong or have some correction, feel free to let me know. I have no problem saying I was wrong because I probably am most of the time. But that way you guys can at least, I don't know, get your stuff out there. Never feed the trolls, exactly. Or is it never not feed the trolls, like I was saying. But yeah, go watch Longtime Twitch. He's Moomba. We gave him a shout out last time. See you on Open Comms. Yes, Open Comms is in 45 minutes. I'm gonna in stream, I'm gonna grab food, and then I'm gonna be on Open Comms. So you guys can watch me there. I will also be fishing though. So I may not talk much, but I'll at least be like somewhat on camera or whatever. You feed them. It's your sanity. Whatever, Johnny. Alright, I'm gonna send you guys all over, okay? I hope you guys have a good evening and have a good weekend if I don't see you. Alright, bye team. There's the raid. Stop streaming.